Hi, welcome back to week 2. Dave is with us and he's going to ask another question on your behalf. So once more, give me a moment to allow Paularyo to come in. Good morning, dear. What question do you have for us today?
Well, thank you for being with us today, Paularyo. Um, we've all heard about December 1st, 2012 being the end of the Mayan calendar.
December 21st?
Is it December 21st
Uh-huh.
of 2012, so this December. And I wondered if you could talk a little bit about what this really means and what can I do to prepare for this?
All right, my dear. As you asked us last week, about the energies that have been, from your perception, bombarding you. This is what has been happening in your world, not only to you, my dear, but to everyone on the planet Earth. It feels like more and more energy has been bombarding you. And my dear, what that's about is teaching you that you can make a choice. You can make a choice to live in your head, which you beautifully described in our last video, or you can make a choice of living in your heart, which you beautifully experienced in our last video. What is happening on your earth, my dear, is that the time has come for you to decide whether you're going to move forward in your head or in your heart. And as you described last week, when you are living in your head, you are overwhelmed and you are trying to control the universe. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You are trying to control all of these energies that, from your perception, are bombarding you. Now, my dear, we want you to look at the people in positions of power on the earth. And if you will, you can divide those people into people who live from their head trying to control and people who live from their heart. When they live from their heart, their goal is to allow peace. Their goal is to allow equality. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And what is happening as your earth is approaching this December 21st date is those of you who are aware, those of you who are on a path of spirituality are feeling the energies more, you're more sensitive to the energies that are coming at you because at some level, perhaps subconscious, you realize that it is time for the people on the earth to decide as a group to come into peace, to come into ease. That if you don't make that decision, and if a majority of you stay in your heads, you're going to destroy each other, are you not?
Yes.
Yes. So it isn't that some comet is going to come and destroy the earth. No, my dear. People on the earth are on a path of destroying each other. That's the path. That's those leaders, those people who are in their head and who want to control the energies of the universe. That is their path. And there are leaders on your planet who are on that path.
So what can we do to avoid this?
Mm-hmm. Remember in our last video how as you went into your heart, you could see the energies didn't change. The energies of the universe were the same, but your perception of them was different, and you were able to manage them in a way that was peaceful for you. When you do that in your own life, one person at a time, it creates a field of energy around you that is peaceful. And as more and more people create an energy, a bubble of peace around them, peace becomes the state of the earth. Now, my dear, you cannot change the leaders who are trying to control. You can't change them, but you are an energy of influence for people in your life who are ready to change, who are in that energy of overwhelm. And as you approach them in your energy of peace, they then can feel that energy of peace. And they then can allow themselves to drop into their heart and become peaceful as well. You have experienced this, my dear. We know this about you. You recently went to see the Dalai Lama, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And while you were in his presence, you dropped into your heart, did you not?
Yes, I did.
This is exactly what we're talking about. The Dalai Lama lives in his heart. He lives there. And when people are in his presence, they easily drop into their heart because you don't feel a need to protect yourself. You don't feel a need to be something other than who you are when you are in the energy of one who lives in his heart. So you, my dear, can bring that energy with you, that energy that you experience when you allow your bubble to be the size of the universe. You are in the energy of peace and ease, and you bring that with you. And other people who are talking to you can more easily drop into their heart. They may not at a conscious level know what happened. You at a conscious level did not know when you were with the Dalai Lama what happened. It just happened. And you can bring that energy with you. And when they drop into their heart and it feels good, then they can take that energy with them to the next person who can drop into their heart. So it expands and expands from person to person. The people who are afraid will stay in their head, afraid of being controlled, afraid of losing power. They can come into your presence. They can come into the presence of the Dalai Lama and they will not drop into their heart. So we're not doing this to change other people. We can't change other people. We are doing this to allow other people to change when they're ready. So how does this impact your world? More and more people, as they're dropping into their heart, will change the way that they choose their leaders. As more and more people drop into their heart, they will choose leaders who live from their heart. And this will change your world. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It is a peaceful evolution. And that is what you are preparing for. You are preparing for a peaceful evolution for Mother Earth. It happens one person at a time, one bubble at a time. If someone comes to you and says, how do you do that? How do you stay so peaceful? You are welcome to share with them this little tool that you have in your tool belt of your bubble. You can share that with them and then they will have these tools, my dear, help you to visualize what you're doing because humans need those sorts of tools and you can share that tool with people. Other people won't want that. They will just feel it and they'll be able to carry it with them. So you're not here to tell other people. You're here to allow other people to be in their hearts, to be in their soul energy, which they carry in their hearts. Does this answer your question, my dear?
So I believe it does. I think a lot of people like myself sort of have some fear that something drastic or catastrophic might happen on that particular day, but I think you've shared with us that that's not really the case. We're more talking about a transformation where more people begin to live in their heart and have a peaceful transformation.
We love your question, my dear. When you are in fear, be in this moment in fear. that this world is going to end on December 21st by some catastrophe. Feel that. What happens to your bubble when you are in fear?
It shrivels up.
It
goes
shrink.
away.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we call it shrink wrapped. You are shrink wrapped. Your bubble is shrink wrapped. Yes. And when you are in fear, you go to your head. And when you are in your head, you see your world differently, do you not? So, my dear, does it help you? What if on December 21st, the world is destroyed? Does it help you to be in fear between now and then?
No.
It doesn't change what's going to happen on December 21st, does it?
No.
And you don't enjoy your life between now and December 21st. We call that being in the fear of the future. When you are in the fear of the future, you're in your head, you're not enjoying the moment, and you are in dis-ease instead of ease. When you say, oh well, December 21st, if the world is destroyed, oh well, you go back into your bubble and you enjoy your time between now and then. That is what we wish for you. Being in fear of the future only hurts you. Now, if there's something that you can do to control what's going to happen on that day in the future, that's different. But if a comet is coming to destroy your world, oh well, there's nothing you can do to prepare. So, if we're making sense, we want you to allow it to be easy. Enjoy your time between now and then. And if in fact there is not a comet that's coming, between now and then, you will be an energy of influence from your heart to help others to be in their heart, to be in ease instead of dis-ease. Does it answer your question, my dear?
Yes, thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Ah, what fun for us to be able to answer these questions for you. Blessings to you and blessings to all of you for being with us today. Good day.